Okay, so yeah, doing data import connect, I use it all the time. Works okay for me. So let's just make sure we're going through the same process. So you go into Map W Explorer or Map Workspace, and then you go to Data Connect up top here. I'm going to go ahead and grab a shapefile. So I'm going to go grab my Pike County parcels here. Call this Pike parcels. Actually, that's Pike municipalities. Let's just do that. I'm going to hit connect. Then I have to do the next part where I have to draw on map. I can either draw the entire thing or I can query an area. So let's just do draw on map. And then we should be able to do zoom extents and see our parcels. One thing you have to make sure is under Map Explorer tab, right click on the drawing, hit coordinate system here, and just double check that your coordinate system is your desired coordinate system here. So in looking at this, the data is coming from PA north, and we're putting it to PA 83 north feet. So that means it's on datum 27, the actual data set, and we're reprojecting that to datum 83, and Map Connect automatically does that for you. So hit OK here. A lot of times what I'll do is go up into the aerial here now, turn on the aerial, and make sure everything's lining up, and you can see it is. If you have data mismatching where it's not lining up with the aerial underneath it, what you can always do is double check that your coordinate system here that's picking up from the shapefiles itself is correct. Now in this case it is, but let's just make it incorrect so you can see what I'm talking about. If I click on edit here, so I clicked on edit coordinate system, clicked on edit here again, what that's going to do is bring up this dialog. And I'm going to put in PA 83 and F, and that is going to actually tell the data that it's on PA 83 NF, and which is not what it's on. So it's not going to do a reprojection. So right now it's reprojecting it from 27 to 83, and you can see since I'm asking it not to do a reprojection now because it's on 83, my drawing's on 83, this is what I'm kind of did this override. That's the difference right here you can see between the 27 and the 83 datums. Of course, I go back in, I want to make that correct, and you can see how that kind of did that all on the fly. I can click on here, hit remove, so I want to remove my override. Click OK, and then it's going to reproject that back. To change the styles in this methodology, you go under display. One of the things you want to pay attention to is draw order, so that I have my base map, which is any drawings, any line work is actually underneath the parcels or the data I'm bringing in. That's under the draw order tab. This just groups stuff together. I can always right click on here, hit edit styles, and then I'm into this dialog a lot where you come into this and then you have two things. This is the outline, this is the area. So say I don't want that area, or I want it to be pretty transparent. You can drag this transparency slider here and make it even more transparent. So I'll make it 12%, or I can bring that down even more, 3. And you can see, oh, actually this is the transparency. So if I want to make it higher, so if I do 55% transparency, you can see how it lightens that up. Obviously the other thing I can do is go into here, hit no color at all, hit apply, and then I just have the outlines. If I want to adjust the outlines, I can go into here, I can change the line type, or I can change the color, or I can change the thickness to make it a thicker line type for outlining my parcels, or in this case, it's just the municipalities. The last thing to just be aware of is that you can always query the data versus bringing in the whole set. So if I want to run a filter query, that was the option when I did the map insert before. So when I went into the data here, go back under Data Connect, and I clicked under my parcels. Right here, I could have did add with map query. So this would bring up a dialog box similar to, or exactly like, moreover, this dialog box. But since I have my data in already, so I use that a lot for big data sets because I want to bring everything in. But since I do have this data in, I'm going to just go ahead and right click on it here and hit query with filter data. See, same dialog here. And then I'm going to go up and I can do a inside or touching. So what I will do, I think, is a rectangle that's touching, and then I will just draw this rectangle, and then anything that's touching it or is inside of it will be the queried data set. And you can see that these parcels over here disappeared, or these municipalities over here disappeared because they were not in that rectangle. Of course, I can always go back into here, hit data query filter. I can delete this line here just by selecting and hit the delete key. And this time I'm going to do internal, and then maybe I'll just do a rectangle that's just these parcels. So it should only do what's inside of it this time. And then you could see these other two bounce out because it was not inside my square. So a lot of times that's what I'll do for bringing in parcel data so you don't kind of bog down your computer too much. Ultimately, if I want to get rid of this data, all I have to do is go up to Data Connect again, right click on here, I have to hit disconnect, and then after I disconnect it, I can hit delete, and then it will say, hey, by the way, since I didn't remove it from the pane over here, the display pane that I was looking at before, if I do that, it's going to remove that. Are you okay with that? It's just kind of a warning, and then that takes care of, that totally disconnects everything. And then we are back to, that's just a temporary figure, and then we're really back to nothing in the drawing anymore. You can see there's nothing under display management or under Data Explorer. Okay. Well, I hope that helped.